I went to sleep alone on a dead orbital station, and woke up with an alien vampire woman breathing against my neck. Her
Awake,
skin
my
was the
love?
color of moonlit ash, her eyes glowing a dim
This is
crimson in the
perfect.
emergency lights, and her fangs, real fangs, rested a hair's breadth from my pulse. For one frozen second I didn't scream. I couldn't. My mind refused to accept what my body already knew. This wasn't a dream. And whatever she was, she had chosen my bed. But that was only the beginning. The station was Helios 9, a forgotten research platform drifting above a burned-out Earth. Humanity called it decommissioned. I called it home. I was Elias Ward, systems engineer, last permanent resident. No crew. No traffic. Just humming reactors and the comfort of solitude after the wars. I locked my doors every night. Triple sealed them. So when I felt her breath, cold and slow, something far worse than fear crept in. How did she get in? And why hadn't she killed me yet? I turned my head an inch. Her face was close, too close, beautiful in a way that felt ancient and wrong. She studied me like a scientist examines a specimen, not a predator eyeing prey. Her lips parted slightly and I saw the hunger there, restrained by effort. My hand hovered over the panic implant in my wrist. One press would flood the compartment with hard light and sonic deterrence. She shook her head gently. "Please," she whispered, voice like cracked velvet. "Do not." What I felt next wasn't relief. It was dread. She told me her name was Valeth. The word resonated inside my skull, translated not by sound but by meaning. She was Noctyrran, what old human myth would have called a vampire. A spacefaring species that fed not on blood alone, but on neural energy amplified by emotion. Fear was intoxicating. Love was lethal. "I am starving," she admitted, fingers trembling as she pulled them back from my throat. "And you are loud." None of us were prepared for the truth. Helios 9 hadn't been abandoned by accident. As Valeth spoke, fragments of memory stirred, files I'd been ordered never to open, experiments scrubbed from official records. Humanity had tried to weaponize the Noctyrrans. Capture. Study. Starve them until obedience looked like mercy. When the project collapsed, survivors like Valeth were hunted, or worse, forgotten. She had boarded my station hours ago, collapsing from hunger. My bed was simply the warmest place she could find. But that was only the beginning. I should have turned her in. There were bounties for her kind even now. Enough credits to buy a planet-side life. Instead, I brought her water she didn't need and food she couldn't eat. She watched me with confusion that bordered on pain. "Why do you help me?" she asked. Because I was tired of being the last human who did nothing. The station lights flickered as something massive passed outside. And suddenly we weren't alone. A patrol cruiser slid into orbit, Earth Defense Authority. They shouldn't have been anywhere near Helios 9. Valeth recoiled, eyes flaring bright red, hunger twisting instantly into terror. She told me what they would do. Restraint fields. Neural harvest. A slow, screaming death disguised as research. I had minutes, maybe less. I made a choice that doomed my old life forever. I hit her. What I saw next changed everything. They boarded, questioned me, scanned the station. My heart hammered so loudly I was sure Valeth could taste it through the walls. The lead officer smiled like he already knew. He mentioned Project Nightglass. Mentioned my name in archived reports. "You were part of this once," he said. "Help us finish it." I refused. The alarms screamed as the cruiser opened fire on my station. That was when Valeth stepped out of hiding. She moved faster than sight, eyes blazing, pain and hunger exploding into something terrible and beautiful. She could have killed them all. I felt it, felt her restraint snapping like a frayed cable. Instead, she shielded me, taking a disruptor blast meant for my chest. She fell, smoke curling from her skin, and for the first time I saw her bleed. Not red. Starlight silver. And I understood the real experiment had never ended. I carried her to the core chamber as the station broke apart. Emergency pods were gone. Only one option remained, the prototype jump engine I'd sworn never to activate. It was designed using Noctyrran biology. A hybrid drive. A betrayal. Valeth laughed weakly when she realized. "You built a cage," she said. "No," I told her. "I built a door." But doors go both ways. None of us were prepared for the cost. The jump tore Helios 9 in half. Space folded like paper, and for one endless second, I felt Valeth inside my mind. Her hunger, her loneliness, centuries of running. She fed then not on fear but on trust. It hurt. It healed. Changed us both. We emerged in deep space, far beyond human reach. Valeth woke first. She looked at me like something fragile. You will die faster now, she said softly. I smiled. Worth it. But that was only the beginning. We traveled together after that, two refugees bound by a secret neither species was ready to face. Humanity wasn't special because of its weapons or ambition. We were special because we could choose compassion when logic demanded cruelty. Valeth learned to feed without destroying. I learned that monsters were often just survivors with no safe place to sleep. The galaxy shifted quietly around us. Stories spread. Of a human who stood between prey and predator. Of a vampire who chose mercy. And the truth waited, patient as the stars. Years later, when Earth finally found us, they didn't come with chains. They came with questions. And fear. And hope. Valeth stood beside me, no longer hiding her fangs, no longer ashamed of her hunger. This is my human, she told them. Not owned. Chosen. As the first true alliance was signed in the cold dark of space, I realized something profound. I had gone to sleep alone once. I would never be alone again.